Welcome back to another episode, guys, on my Bruce Wilson YouTube channel. Today we are getting the most insane CB setup putting in blue collar. We're here at 440 CB Radios, and we're gonna walk back here to his shop and see what all he's got planned for us. I did give him a call ahead of time and tell him kind of what we're looking for, what I want to do with the truck. So he said he's got some stuff picked out. So we're gonna walk back here into the shop, see what he's got going on, and see about getting a custom CB radio built for blue collar guys. So most of the stuff Josh does with CB installs at 440 CB is mobile and over the internet, but he does have a mobile trailer here. We just got done talking about a few things, and he does carry everything with him in here to build you a custom CB on the road or do every kind of install. He's got tons of antennas and all kinds of good stuff in his trailer. We're gonna walk around back and check out his shop and see what all he's got picked out for us. All right, guys, we made it here to 440 shop. Nice to meet you, brother. My name's Bruce.
Good to meet you, Bruce.
Doing good.
So what I got is a RCI 39 VHP. This right here is made by Ranger. They've been around a long time. Ranger makes Galaxy, Connex, General Lee, a lot of great radios. But the reason I chose this radio for you is it's the same size as a Cobra 29, except it puts out a lot of power. You will be very happy with this radio due to the fact it has an SWR meter. It's got the echo. That way it has the good studio quality sound, the variable power. And once I get done doing the 440 competition tune-up, you'll have people asking you what kind of radio it is, who worked on it. Great radio. Everybody I've sold these radios to has been really happy.
Now, what's that thing that's on the back there for dummies?
This is an aluminum heat sink.
Okay.
This right here helps distribute heat. It's made out of aluminum, and that way the transistors run cool and the radio lasts.
So what makes it warm up just from being used and miking up and stuff?
Basically, RF energy and watts and Ohm's law is going to dispense heat, which is measured in Q. And basically this just allows the radio to dissipate heat just like a radiator of your truck.
Okay.
And this plug here is nice to have because you can hook up a frequency counter. And this plug here is nice because if you want a speaker, a PA speaker to go underneath your truck and talk to people like, hey, you know, such and such, get out of the way.
Yeah.
You know, it can be done. But this radio has all the bells and whistles that you would expect in a high-end radio.
And it lights up blue like we talked about.
Yes, sir.
Awesome.
240 channels, digital turbo echo, dial-a-watt, variable power, an antenna warning light, so if this was to come on, you'd instantly know you had an issue. And there's nothing to calibrate. You simply go to SWR, key it up. The less the needle moves, the better. But it's a really great radio, and the sound quality comes from the microphone.
Okay.
I don't like the SR 198 Ranger mics because they're not rebuildable, and they put metal inside of them to make them feel heavy, and to me that's just fraudulent. This mic right here has a open-end dynamic differential mic cartridge. Basically it has noise canceling, so whenever you're talking into it, they can't hear your engine running, they can't hear background noise. Crystal clear communications. The mic's fully rebuildable. There's nothing to go wrong with this mic that can't be fixed.
So these are antenna parts we're coming up with next?
Yeah. This antenna right here is good for many reasons. One of the reasons is it's been around for a long time. If you remember the movie Smokey and the Bandit, Jerry Reed had hustlers on that KW. And so they've been around a long time. And I sell a lot of these to dump truck drivers and the people that go off-road that's sick and tired of breaking antennas, due to the simple fact that whenever you hit something, it's got the spring on it, so it'll literally let the coil not get damaged due to the fact that the spring's at the top and the whip will lay back. And all this is stainless steel, so whenever you have all stainless steel stuff, such as this stainless steel stud I'll be showing you here momentarily, then you don't have any metals or composing alloys to corrode or oxidize or cause any electrolysis, which inhibits performance. So basically the antenna is not that tall, so you don't have to worry about hitting tree limbs, and it holds 1,000 watts, so if you decide you ever want to put any fire in a wire, then you don't have to go buy yourself a new antenna. The antenna, I really like it. It's stainless steel. If you hit something, it'll lean all the way back and won't break on you. And It's actually got a weep hole here, unlike the Wilson antennas, because they'll actually filter the water and freeze and bust. But this is a tried and true antenna. They've been around since the 60s. They're out of Mineral Wells, Texas. The antenna is only 45 inches tall, and great choice. For the money, you cannot beat this antenna.
Good deal.
The coax, this right here is the same stuff that I put the ends on myself. I use Anthanol ends. I stay so busy, I just don't have time. But what I like about it is it's double shielded, so it doesn't absorb, you know, really any signal, and it doesn't let any signal bleed out. It's actually double shielded military spec coax, and for $35 you can't go wrong, because it's way better than the stuff they sell at truck stop, and you're gonna be paying about the same. But this right here has true copper in it, bare copper, and it's got a heavy amount of stranded copper. That way your signal will travel through efficiently, it will not be absorbed, and it will not bleed out. And this stuff right here will handle a couple thousand watts, no problem at all. Of course, on your mirror arm, we're going to be using this mount here, but it's aluminum. Your mirror arm is stainless, so we got to put some dielectric grease in between here so it does not corrode.
Okay.
Then, of course, being able to instantly tell your fellow drivers of stuff that you see is really handy utilizing this, because you can just grab the microphone, pull it straight to you, tell everybody what's going on, let go of it, and it goes right back. So this is always a good choice going to mic keeper.
All right, so what we got next, brother?
All right, so I got this external speaker. The reason it's a good idea to go the external speaker is you can literally, if you wanted to, mount this up by your ear. If somebody's in the passenger seat on the phone, you don't have to have your radio cranked way up to where you're interfering with them. But if somebody says, back it down, eastbound, there's just been a wreck, then you hear them. Plus, this right here just gives you a cleaner, clear sound, and it's easier to understand. And obviously, the better you can understand somebody, the more you can utilize your radio. It's a very useful tool that it's designed and meant to be. But what we'll be doing today is installing all this stuff on your truck, and I will be using a handheld computer that performs an antenna analysis for fine-tuning it to your vehicle. But before we do all that, we're going to be utilizing the oscilloscope, the spectrum analyzer, the signal generator, the tone generator. I'm going to be putting in about a handful of new parts that's known as a 440 competition tune-up, and that's going to allow this radio to really come alive. It's just like souping up a motor, putting in forged rods, bigger cam, bigger compression, more air, more fuel. But instead, I'm souping it up by putting in bigger, heavier duty, better quality capacitors, diodes, and then I'll be fine-tuning the receive using a signal generator. And we'll make this radio go from a 4-watt radio to well over a 100-watt radio. It has 240 channels, so I believe you'll be really pleased with it.
We've got the CB opened up now, and we're about to make some serious upgrades.
Yes, sir. So these are through-hole components, and that's why I like these radios, is because if this chip goes bad, no big deal. You simply unsolder it, put in a new one, to where other radios like Stryker, if one of the microchips go out, you're done. So for example, what I do is I put in a handful of new parts. This right here is a 1000 microfarad 85 degrees Celsius electrolytic capacitor. In its place, I'm going to be using a 105 degrees Celsius capacitor, and it's a 4700 microfarad. So that's one of a handful of parts I'm going to be putting in that allows the radio to do much more power without sacrificing the life expectancy. Basically just like putting a steel crank and forged connecting rods in a motor.
All right, we're gonna let you get to it. So guys, we were working on building the Ranger radio, which is right here. We've got everything kind of set up, put this on Instagram. And he gave me, he gave me a couple different options on another radio while he's working on it. I said, hey, I've got this one back here. I've been saving it for a custom build for myself. And this one is pretty badass, you said. So what's the details on it?
The good thing is about this radio is it's got the tried and true board that the General Lee's and the Connex 33 HPs does.
Okay. And
it's got the 240 channels, the Echo, but it has a built-in amplifier. So this is kind of like putting a blower on it.
Okay.
So what this right here does is it basically allows the radio to do much more power safely, because underneath this little cover is a fan, so it actually allows it to run cool due to the fan. But this is a built-in amplifier, so this is a very, very powerful radio.
And we have to run a separate power wire than what's in the truck, because
this right here is what's factory, and that will work for that length, but anytime that you go any longer than that right there, you want to go with this size wire right here.
Okay. And we might be able to make this work, so what we're going to do is he's going to work on building the radio. Then once we go outside and work on installing the antenna and everything else on the truck, I'm going to work on running the wires to the center truck, to the power box inside the truck where all the relays are inside the cab, and see if this will reach. And hopefully
we decided to go all out and go ahead and go with one that's got a built-in amplifier, so we can put out some big horsepower.
Okay, well, let's tear that thing down, see what we can add to it. All right, guys, so he's got the inside of this radio torn apart, and you've done the tune-up on it, and it's ready to rock. And you guys can see how big the power lead is that runs into this CB radio.
And right here is the amp deck. So this right here is IRF 520 driving an IRF 520 driving 4 IRF 520s. And this is what it sounds like. This is what it sounds like over the airwaves. I do not have the external speaker for the talk back plugged in, so
Give me a minute here. Let me get this bad boy dialed in. I say, let me get this bad boy dialed in. Old 440 working this 440 made technology.
So we'll let you guys take a look at the meter here, and we'll let you guys do some viewing for yourself. We're not going to get into any specifics, but you guys.
Yeah, 10-4. Hello, audio.
And most people is going to want to see this meter right here. This is a bird meter in average mode with a 50-watt slug. This is a bird meter with a bird slug going into a bird dummy load.
Hello, that's RMS. Root means square, also known as average or continuous power output.
Now, if you want to look here at the scope,
good, clean, clear, loud audio.
So what we got now, just got to do a seal noise receiver alignment for their receive, and then we'll pretty much be done.
Cool deal. Well, guys, we skipped a little bit of the install, but we're out here now, and we've got the antenna mount on top of the mirror arm right here, and he's got it all mounted up. And right now we're running the coax cable. We actually cut the ends off. Oh, you already reinstalled it, or you're reusing that end. So we've cut the end off one of them. He's going to reinstall a new end on one of the others, and we're going to run it through the door and everywhere else here and get it up here to the top. And what I've done is got the dash torn apart here, and we've got our new power leads here that run to the CB up here up top, and we're going to get those ran right here in between the windshield and back up to the top. So everything's nice and factory, no crazy wires running anywhere they shouldn't be. So right here, guys, we've got the coax ran out here through the top where the CB goes. I've got our power wire ran up here, which is much larger wire than the stuff that which is the original wire, which is right there. We'll probably leave that up there for other accessories I may decide to put up here later on. But we've got it ran in here. Excuse the goldfish we spilled earlier. We got to find a shop vac to get all those out. But we've got it right here tucked away, and we've got our fuses right here that go to the CB also. They have their own positive and ground fuse. Ran right here into our power bar with our fuse box here and our relay box, and it's all grounded out. So we're gonna put the cover back on it now. We're gonna get the coax put on the end of here, you said?
Yep.
You're gonna solder that on and all that good stuff?
Yep. Yep.
Okay, so we're gonna get that cover back up. I'm gonna get out of his way, and he's gonna work on getting that done up here and go from there. We'll show this thing powered up soon. All right, guys, so what we're doing now is soldering the coax cable in back on, and the reason we had to cut it off was because we had to reroute it through the cab and all the little nooks and crannies to get it up to there from over here on the mirror. So what you're doing now is you're soldering the new end on it and doing what?
Yeah, so the only ends that I will use is called anthenol. That's due to the quality of the craftsmanship and the quality of the machining. This coax is double shielded. It has a very tightly woven copper shield and 100% full shield. So what I do is I always put this Deoxit Gold G100L, and what that does is it allows new materials to chemically bond together. That way this copper will chemically bond to this UL176 reducer. Then I tin the end, which is soldering it. Then on the foam insulator, I put a piece of heat shrink tubing. And so what I do is I brush this on the copper. This is double shielded coax. It has a black polyvinyl chloride outer jacket, so it does provide UVA and UVB light protection, unlike the clear stuff that you buy in the truck stop, which is actually indoor coax that will actually turn green and rot through a process known as electrolysis. So what I do with my Anthanol end is once I get it here, I go ahead and start spinning, and I always make sure to get the braided copper shield right here in the holes, in all 4 holes, and I will individually solder all 4 holes. And then I use 3M heat shrink tubing to slide over it, because this UL176 reducer, there's enough space between the coax and the reducer for moisture to get in there. And what will happen is it will turn your copper completely black, because it'll chemically break down and you'll lose ground. So what I'm going to do is glue it around there, and then I'm going to heat shrink this 3M on there, and that way it'll last a long time, because I do warranty my coax and ends for 10 years. Yeah, hold it just like that. Yeah, I always try to use Kester solder. That way I get the best electrical connection possible. And you can always tell good solder because it'll be real shiny. That cheap stuff will be dull gray. See how shiny that is? And then what I do is I very carefully and quickly solder these holes, because that insulator is foam. So if you hold this soldering iron on there for too long, you'll melt that center foam insulator just like butter. So I very carefully and quickly fill in each individual hole with Kester solder.
All right, guys, so we got everything. Got the gear keeper hung up there on the cowboy hat hanger, guys, and we're gonna do a final check on it, you would say. And we've got the external speaker up there also. So he's getting it all set up.
Yeah, I'm putting it on D band, and I always think about D band as the driver's channels. We're gonna go to a channel nobody's on so we don't aggravate nobody. And then we're gonna bump it down and put out that good, clean, clear, loud audio. 200 watt radio, getting up, getting out, no doubt. 440 CB shops saying bomb bomb. Top shelf, brother. It's hearing 1 microvolt at 30% modulation at 3S units. So killer receive, big audio, big watts.
Good deal. Now all the dials are already preset on everything, so we're good to go.
9 o'clock, 11 o'clock, D band, AM, transceiver sensitivity, noise blinker at the top. You're good to go, brother.
All right.
For sure. 10-year warranty coax, ran where you can't see it.
And what's all your social media handles, brother?
440 CB Shop on Facebook. Check out the reviews. Give me a call by appointment only. I've been in the same building for 22 years.
All right, guys, we're gonna load up, head out. I think Amber and I are gonna head down over towards Crossville again, grab some dinner, and go from there. If you wanna catch us on the radio, my CB handle is gonna be BC, guys. We're gonna come with one for Amber. Maybe you guys can comment down below and come up with some ideas on a handle for Amber if you guys wanna talk to her. So we're all ready to rock. We're gonna get on the road and see if we can find someone to talk to, guys. Well, guys, currently nighttime. Amber and I have got a hotel here at Blue Collar. So before we end the video off, we're gonna roll some footage from today where Austin, you guys all know Austin that works with me. He's back in Florida still. He went over to Bobo's house with Johnson Timber, and they reinstalled that computer that we diagnosed having an issue on his Western Star. Some of the footage is kind of blurry, guys. I apologize. It's the best we can do trying to get it from Florida to here. Of getting that computer installed and getting the truck and it running exceptionally well. So check all that out, guys. Here it is. We're gonna roll it right now.
Good to go.
He has the ECU and everything back on, and Bobo's about to start it up. This is Mr. Johnson's son, by the way.
Hey, hey.
Now he has juice.
for today, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Be catching me on the CB radio waves, guys. BC, which stands for blue collar, obviously, guys. I figured that was the best fitting thing we could go with, and something real quick and short, guys. So if you see blue collar hauling down the road, be sure to drop me a line on the mic, BC or Bruce, whatever you guys want to hit me up as. We're coming up with a handle for Amber, so comment down below and let me know if you guys can come up with something for Amber as a handle, and keep it clean, please, guys. So there you have it, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. Be sure to check out 440 CB Shop. I'll put a link in the description below to his Facebook page. Some awesome stuff, guys. We'll be playing with the CB radio, guys, once we get on the interstate and start driving some more. Right around town here, we had it turned on, and we keyed it up. There wasn't really many people on the road here that was really wanting to talk to us. So make sure you smash the like button, drop a comment down below, and subscribe, guys. And go to brucewilsonshop.com. Grab your blue collar merch. I know this is probably in reverse right now, but go grab all your merch, guys. We'll be shipping a ton of it out when we get home. We got a few orders to ship out when we get back home. But if you guys haven't gotten any of your orders or had any issues, drop an email to us. We love to get everybody taken care of. We'll catch you guys later. Peace.